whoever comes in on whatever channels we got. All right. So it took us 6 minutes to set this up?
What?
It took us 6 minutes to set this up? All right.
Was it NBC Entertainment? Or was it just NBC?
For the Twitter thing?
No, for Instagram.
Oh, that I don't know.
There's a bunch of NBC.
Hello and welcome to this surprise/not surprise, scheduled/not scheduled live edition of Press Play. We're the News 19 Nerds. I'm Michael.
I'm Leroy.
He's Leroy. He's getting his research together for us. We got a couple of topics.
I'm not researching anything.
Okay.
I'm trying to post to Instagram.
Okay.
That we're live.
We got a couple of topics that we're going to hit on today. Streaming wars, or the Cold Wars as you call them, continue. Mm-hmm. We got new information from NBC and their service Peacock. What do you think of the name Peacock?
It's trash.
Really? What would you have called NBC? Just NBC? You?
NBCU or something. I mean, Peacock is just going to be... You're just inviting a social media catastrophe by calling it Peacock.
But they are the Peacock Network.
When was the last time you ever heard them say that?
A couple years ago on 30 Rock.
When was the 30 Rock last on air?
I mean, it's been a minute.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if you think about it, how many people under the age of 30 know what call NBC?
Call it the Peacock?
Yep. And you literally just associated your streaming service with a penis.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, you didn't. You associated with a bird.
But what I'm saying is, what do you think the internet's going to associate it with? A bird or a penis?
Okay, can you stop saying that?
What I'm saying is...
I get what you're saying.
But that's my point. In other words, if you didn't want it to be associated with that, then your research department or whoever should have came up with a better name. And in other words, and got away from using the Peacock, because that's exactly what's going to happen. I will bet money you're going to start seeing penis jokes continuously about this, especially when it drops.
I mean, because that's fine.
But what I'm saying is, that also happened to the Wii, and the Wii was very successful. That's because the Wii was good. I don't think this is going to be good.
Well, that's a different story.
But what I'm
even a good name doesn't matter if the system sucks.
But the thing is,
or the service sucks.
But if the name is good, that's great. But if the name is bad, you're putting yourself. Why give yourself another obstacle to overcome when you're going up against three of the largest things you're going to face? You're going up against HBO Max, you're going up against Disney, you're going up against Netflix, and you're going up against Amazon. You didn't even count Hulu, huh? You're going up against Disney. Okay. You're going up against, because Hulu essentially is Disney. Okay. All right. I mean, why would you? In other words, why would you set yourself up for failure with already your name? Okay. So that's why I think the name is trash. Okay. Peacock. So we're talking about that. We're also probably going to hit on. I mean, you got Batman up here. We got to talk about Batman Day. Okay. And some surprises we got for y'all. Those interviews are finally cut and ready to put out. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did that. So we'll put them up Saturday. Good for you, man. Good for us. Good for you. That's why you got a cupcake. I don't know what to say to that. Mm-hmm. What else we got? Anything else we want to hit on? I think that's enough. I mean, we can talk about. I put it in the title, so we got to talk about it. The Jurassic World short. I haven't watched it yet. Okay. What? I just watched it because you put it on the thing, so I figured that meant you wanted me to watch it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Cool. I didn't get around to watching it because I've been a little busy. Okay. Well, I watched it. It was interesting. 8 minutes. It gives people hope for another Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, third film. I don't need another Jurassic Fallen Kingdom or whatever. Give me a Jurassic World, but only better. Because Fallen Kingdom was okay. I mean, I'm not gonna knock it, but it didn't do that for you. It's one of those things where it's just meh. Mm-hmm. Because you literally recreated the plot of Lost World and Fallen, whatever the last one, the first one of this new franchise. Oh, okay. Because you literally gave us another genetically engineered dinosaur. No, not for the short. No, I'm saying what I'm saying is
I don't need another, whatever the second movie was. Give me the short and do something better. Because the movies are trash. I don't say the last movie was trash compared to what they should be doing.
Okay. Hello to IMAX, Clay Portis, Rayshawn K, and Negeve Vargas.
Is it Nagy Vargas or Negay Vargas?
I don't know.
I
mean, I guess you can put that phonetically into the thing, and we'll try and say it correctly. I don't know. What's up, guys?
Clay Portis, that name is trash, man. I'm just. This is the thing. I know the internet, and we know. In other words, if you know what the internet is going to do, try to do your best to stay out of its crosshairs as far as like anatomy jokes. I want to say the other word.
Don't give them the low hanging fruit. Don't make it easy for them.
And the thing is, especially when you're already coming behind the eight ball with some of your shows that honestly aren't that good, as far as like
what show are you talking about?
Saved by the Bell sounds like that's gonna be hot garbage.
So what's the premise? Do you know?
Yeah.
What? Tell me, because I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
No, I don't.
Oh.
So it's not a reboot?
Oh. You ready?
Sure.
You sitting down?
Yep, I'm sitting
Zach
down.
Morris is the governor of wherever he is, I'm guessing California. And he gets in trouble for closing down low-income schools. So he buses the kids from low-income schools that he's closed.
To Bayside?
Yep.
Yo!
I'm telling y'all right now.
That is fantastic.
Garbage. What's up, Breck Warren? What's up,
would,
Miles Cage Jr.?
I would watch one episode of that just to see.
I would. First of all, let's be real. First of all, Zach Morris is hot trash.
Have you seen the thing, right?
Yeah, Zach Morris is trash.
That is the best thing ever.
Zach Morris is probably one of the worst protagonists ever.
Zach Morris is not a good friend.
And the thing is, even when I was watching it when I was younger, I was watching this like, that don't seem right.
Yeah.
And not like I didn't have the wherewithal to figure it out that these things were bad.
Yeah.
I just knew something was off.
Yeah.
And now watching it back with hindsight being, thank you, Clay Portis, Governor Zach. Like and they're not even doing like crazy hijinks. It's like Zach Morris is governor, and he closes down all the low-income students. And then the thing is, the kids from Bayside get a dose of reality. Get out of it. Like,
yeah, so it's not great. But that's only one show. You don't have to watch it. You don't got to watch that.
Okay. So what I'm saying is you're pinning your hopes on this, an Office reboot, which is already a reboot of another show.
Well, no, it wasn't a reboot. It was just an American version of it.
That's a reboot.
It's not a reboot.
Technically, I mean,
that's not a reboot.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Because a reboot to me is like.
What do you call it then?
To me, it's just like making an American version of something.
Okay.
Like so, if a country makes a version of something, I don't call it a reboot.
Okay.
I just call it their version.
So what they're going to do, they're going to do a reboot of The Office.
Yes.
Okay. So, which is I didn't watch The Office, so I'm not one of the people.
I think we both agree that we like the UK Office better.
I like the UK Office better.
I like the UK Office better.
Only because I like that style of humor. But I just did not care for The Office. So for those people who love The Office,
there's a lot of them.
I'm sorry, because y'all are about to get screwed over. Because for those people who love The Office, this has got to come as a Zach Morris? No,
no. People are coming in.
Thank you, Brett Morris. I'm getting a Punky Brewster.
Talk about what you're talking about right now.
The Office right now to me, rebooting The Office to me is like somebody coming and saying we're going to reboot one of your favorite shows, because the people who like The Office love The Office, and it just was on air.
We got a bunch of them in our newsroom.
And the thing is, which actually makes a lot of sense.
Keep talking about what you're talking about now.
But the thing is, if you're going to reboot something, go back and do something that's not beloved or wasn't just on air in the last 10 years.
It is so weird to think of a reboot.
And the thing is,
it hasn't been going on.
And the reason why they're doing that is because they have nothing else. There's nobody who's like, if you're going to reboot something, reboot the A-Team. If you had NBC shows to reboot and redo for the modern era, reboot something that hadn't been on television in 20 years.
Yeah.
You're rebooting something that was on television recently.
But do you think that's their way? And granted, it may not be the smart thing, but do you think their play is, we know this is popular with the younger crowds. Is what we're trying to do because maybe they're afraid of
They're
if I reboot the A-Team, nobody cares. I think we would care.
I think this is the thing. If you're going to reboot the A-Team, here's a premise. The A-Team is a group of people, hackers, former military, police officers who've gotten shafted, who basically the media has done them wrong, and basically we know what it's like when we get a story and you only get one side. So here's a bunch of people who are basically got screwed over by their government, whoever, and they decide, I'm going to use these skills so that this doesn't happen to me. How do you not do that show?
Right.
Versus,
but what I'm saying is,
but what I'm saying is, that's something that came off of the top of the dome. The people who are rebooting The Office have no ideas. Because what they're doing is they're saying, we don't know what's going to work, so let's go with the tried and true method of something we already know is popular. And that's lazy.
I mean, sure, it's lazy, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work.
I put money on it. That's another show that's not going to work. I'm already 2 shows down. I'm just getting started with the Peacock. The 2 shows that I think that might actually work is Say What with Amber Ruffin.
I don't know what show that is.
So
This is a new show?
well, she does the Say What segment on Seth Meyers. She's one of the writers, and I think bringing in some new talent like that. I think giving people who were writers. I think giving you've got what's old girl who was on Parks and Rec. Quincy
Amy
Jones.
Poehler?
No.
Oh, Rashida Jones.
She's got a show coming out with Will Smith's lady, Jada Pinkett Smith. They've got a show coming out. I think doing a podcast with I think they're doing Dr. Death with Jamie Dornan, or is it Dorman or Dornan?
Dornan.
Jamie Dornan. Yeah. Alec Baldwin is in it. I think that's going to be pretty decent, and I think that's interesting because that's like another form of medium that's coming up to that's coming on traditional television. I think they have some good ideas. I think redoing Punky Brewster, seeing what Punky Brewster's like in this new millennium, I guess you call it, the 21st century, is a good idea.
Do you think like them redoing Punky Brewster is kind of like their answer to what's the Lizzie McGuire Disney thing?
I think it's a way to capitalize on a certain generation who grew up with the character, and then that show went away, and now's an opportunity to reboot that or start that show again in a new context for people who grew up. It's kind of like, I think some of these reboots, and Miles, I'll say this, I'll agree with you to part of this, rebooting stuff from the 80s and 90s, I think is a better idea than rebooting something that you saw in 2015. Like, I would rather see a reboot of the A-Team.
It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it worked out for Spider-Man. Tom Holland's been pretty great.
It worked out for
when
how long did it take?
Right, let me finish.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, when we first heard about it, people were like, they're rebooting it again. People were worried until it came out, and we loved it. But it took a while to get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I think NBC again, which is why I do not like the name, is stuck in an old time period. I think if you're going to compete in this new streaming market, this new era of media, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to come up with some new ideas. And I think there are certain shows that you can take a chance on, make them 6 or... This is the thing. When you have a streaming service, go 6 episodes. Go 8. Go 10. Don't try to do... Because this is what I guarantee what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to do 20 episodes
of The Office reboot?
Or something like that. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like The Office, but I'm not going to say it's bad. It's a good show. And I feel bad for you guys who love The Office, because I guarantee you it's going to be trash. I'm telling you. NBC is going to drop the ball on this so hard, it's going to look like the Browns back in the day.
Okay.
That's how I'm
So let's talk about
what else they got coming out?
Battlestar Galactica. What's your opinion on that? Because it's by Sam Ishmael, the guy who did Mr. Robot.
He talked to Ronald Moore. Ronald Moore has another Battlestar show coming out. I'm on the fence of this one. Battlestar Galactica to me was the best.
Because sorry, go ahead. Let you finish.
To me, Battlestar Galactica was the best reboot, in my opinion, ever.
To go on that, Miles Cage said no reboot or remake has been good ever. To that, we would argue.
I would argue.
Battlestar Galactica is great.
I will argue back now. This is where I say people are like, "Oh my gosh, the end of Game of Thrones was so terrible." Shut up. There is no ending more that is worse. And I love this show.
Oh, then how Battlestar Galactica
ended. And I will fight you on that. I'll turn on my location for that. You will not do a worse ending after building everything up than Battlestar Galactica.
Did she just go off into the stars?
Yep.
Or something?
Where did Starbucks come from? Where did she go?
I don't know. Because I guess I blocked it in my mind. I just kind of remember her being off somewhere. Like, wait, what happened?
What happened? And then James Earl Jones,
not James Earl Jones. Edward James Olmos. That is a different person, sir.
He was old and brown.
You go ahead. What? I was like Mufasa. I don't remember that.
He could have been.
Okay.
Could have been a Cylon. But the things they did in that show, so say we all. That's what I'm talking about. Cosby Show reboot, not till they get them rape charges down.
Nobody's touching. Hey, you know what? One thing Peacock will not do? They're not going to touch Cosby Show for a long time.
I'm going to tell you what they should do, though.
What?
They should reboot A Different World. Or do A Different World in today's climate.
Some people would argue that Grownish is that.
Nope.
Yeah.
I would argue... what's the show on Netflix that's based on a movie that had old boy from Everybody?
Oh, Dear White People?
Yes. I would argue that's more closer to A Different World.
Okay.
But this is LT Castillo from Miami Vice Watcher about IMAX. I stand corrected. I was wrong. I will say Battlestar Galactica is one of the best reboots ever. Mm-hmm. They're the one group that got it right. Now, I will say this. It is one of my favorite shows of all time, and the ending is trash. But I still love it. Because some of the things that they did in that show, they had suicide bombers in that show.
They talk about a lot of stuff.
I mean, the things, the usurping power, the difference between having a leader in charge. I mean, I can't tell you how many themes they covered. So I'm cautiously optimistic because the first season of Mr. Robot was mind blowing. So if Ishmael has the blessing of more, I'm willing to give that. I'm willing to give you a chance.
And he's also said it's not a reboot.
And yes,
that's what he said. Which is I'm curious what that means.
Now keep in mind he's got a show. Moore has a show, and there's talk of trying to reboot it as a movie. As the series as a movie. They've been trying to work, because remember, NBC Universal is the movie arm of this company. Miles J. Cage, I'm telling you, you just watch the miniseries. The miniseries that came on, I think it was 4 episodes? Or was it 6? Battlestar Galactica is one of the best shows of all time. I'll say top 20.
I would say surprisingly, like the graphics, the special effects hold up.
Especially, it's one of the shows that kept sci-fi alive. And
the channel?
Yeah. And it's, again, New Caprica turned into a representation of the New Caprica. Thank you, IMAX. New Caprica wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it had too much. One of the things New Caprica had that every prequel has a problem with, trying to tie every little Easter egg that they do to what comes up. So that show you bring up, Battlestar Galactica, I have hopes for that.
Okay.
Some of the other shows,
I don't know what else they got.
So they're talking about doing The Office. They're talking about doing I'm trying to remember some of the shows. So,
and they're also going to bring back some of their stuff. So, Parks and Rec. Yeah. Not as a reboot, but it's just going to come back to them.
So,
what's the Brooklyn Nine-Nine is going to be on there. Nobody said anything about The Good Place. I would assume it would be on NBC, but I haven't seen that pop up yet.
My
That's
question
coming
is,
back.
who makes The Good Place? In other words, does NBC shows it, but who
makes it?
makes
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
also, remember, The Good Place right now is on Netflix. So you got to remember, a lot of these deals are set up to where they don't have streaming rights, because that was one of the things.
So I would say The Good Place, we know is created by Michael Schur, who did The Office and Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I would assume it's probably something with NBC because he has to deal with them. I know he's working on a couple stuff.
Yeah. I would say, you're right, IMAX. The Cylon occupation in New Caprica, you're right, not the show, I'm sorry. You're correct. When they did that, basically what IMAX is saying, when they found the new world or whatever, and they settled on this planet, they were like, oh, we're good. They were there for a year. Cylons show up. Galactica jumps out, and they leave everybody. They basically were showing the occupation of the Iraq War, suicide bombing. I'm trying to remember what the Exo's name was, who then ended up being, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah. So that whole season was just amazing. Like, and this is the thing, nobody was safe on that show.
Where's Battlestar Galactica now, like streaming wise? Chat, let us know. Where can I see Battlestar Galactica right now?
I can see it at home because I got all the episodes.
Thank you. If I wanted to stream Battlestar Galactica, where can I do
see,
it?
that's the thing. So I think they're going to get the rights because it used to be on Netflix. So it goes back to your point with why did they not announce The Good Place? Because I think The Good Place streaming rights might be locked up with Netflix for a while.
For a while, could be.
And so,
where is Seinfeld going to be? Probably, I would assume. No, that's Netflix, right? They bought it for like a huge amount of money, right?
And so, my question is, what is NBC going to do? Because this is my question for someone who has a traditional cable network or traditional network and a streaming service where they want people to buy. What are you going to put your energy into? Brand new shows on television or brand new shows on NBC? And will you have NBC shows that are not made for television, that are not going to be that? Because
and when you say NBC, you mean the streaming app?
I mean the streaming, because I'm not using that name.
I mean, that's fine.
So
Yeah,
I refuse to call NBC streaming. That's what I'll call it.
Okay.
You had shows on NBC that pushed the envelope. Dracula, my favorite, Hannibal. I still don't believe Hannibal was ever on NBC. What Brian Fuller was able to do and the graphics on that show, it looks like it should have been on a network cable show.
It was shot beautifully.
And so, are you going to still keep pushing some prestige content on NBC, or are you going to push that to your streaming service to compete with everybody else you got to fight with? Because we know for a fact, because we're in this business, we no longer have the content that people come to see. We may be the most watched network, but I'm going to be honest with you, there were only maybe 2 shows on cable, on traditional networks, that were nominated in the comedy and drama series for an Emmy. So only old people are watching this. And you need something that's going to attract people. So what is NBC going to do? And let's be honest, NBC ain't good enough to be able to do both. Because we see what's on. Like, name 3 shows on NBC that you watch.
The Good Place.
Good Place.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And watch this. Brooklyn Nine-Nine came from where?
Came from Fox.
So.
You said that. You didn't say when.
What I'm saying is they didn't develop that show. So what I'm saying is that's not their show. That's something.
Oh, you mean 3 shows that I watched currently or that I have watched?
That currently that you watch that NBC made.
Yeah, but I don't know if any channel has anything that I currently watch. I love Parks and Rec and 30 Rock to death. And those are NBC shows.
But
they're not current.
No, and so it's been so. See what I'm saying? That's how long it's been. I can't do it, Miles. I can't do it. I cannot. Oh, thank you, Brock. Breck. I'm sorry, Breck Warren. He says it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, cool. Man, so they got Battlestar Galactica and they got The Expanse.
Yep.
Amazon killing it with sci-fi, man.
And keep in mind, and that's the thing. They've got those shows. And I guess that's why I say to NBC, you shot yourself in the foot, because that name is not going to help you because you've got to get something that's because again, I bought 3 years of Disney Plus up front.
Yeah.
So okay, so and Miles Cage doesn't watch anything on NBC. I do watch The Good Place, but I don't watch it on NBC. Mm-hmm. Guess what we're watching? Hulu. So what's going to be the price of this new network or this new streaming service?
I don't know if prices have come up, but they said there's going to be one with ads that we think is probably going to be free. Well, I don't even know if it's going to be free. Because it could be because Hulu does something with ads that still isn't free.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
So, again, I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in this. But there are, the Battlestar Galactica show is intriguing to me. And Amber Ruffin having her own show and Seth Meyers helping to produce that show really does make me excited for it.
Somebody had brought up something about, let's see, Picard. Just talking about CBS, talking about reboots and stuff.
Now, Picard isn't a reboot. It's an extenuation. It's a continuation of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Right. Miles wasn't calling it a reboot. He was just naming that as something.
I'm going to be honest with you, Miles, I worry about it too. But, Miles, now let me ask you this. What do you think of Discovery? Because I like the first season of Discovery. I need to finish watching the second one. I'm not all the way through. I like Discovery because Discovery is different to the point where I think a lot of people don't realize this when it comes to Star Trek. Star Trek, the ideals of Star Trek are who we want to be. Mm-hmm. And what happens when those ideals are tested? That's what Discovery is to me. Okay. Because it's nice to have ideals until you get punched in the face.
All right there, Mike Tyson.
I'm saying is, I'm Bray Sean. I used to watch The Blacklist too until they killed Mr. Kaplan, and then I was like, this is going nowhere.
Hey man, I still watch. Oh, that's another show. There we go. The show I forgot. I watch Blacklist. Good shout out. That's the show that I watch is currently on NBC.
Honestly, Miles Cage, ABC is not going to do it because they got Disney Plus. Fox, I'm not sure because they had rights with Hulu, and that's where their stuff went for streaming. So honestly, I don't know. ABC, I don't think is going to because ABC already is owned by Disney. And
yeah, so they're good.
They're good.
Their stuff is going to be
a lot of their stuff, honestly, is going to end up either on Hulu, which they own 60% of, or on Disney Plus.
Right.
So I don't know what Fox is going to do. I don't even think Fox knows what they're going to do.
Fox is Disney. Right? Both of those networks are Disney because Disney owns everything.
Good call.
So that's where everything's going to go.
Just Disney Plus and Hulu. Yeah. So yeah, all because the Orville is now on exclusively on Hulu.
Okay.
So if I remember correctly,
I do not like that show.
What? I don't like it either.
But I know people that do.
I know people do. Miles Cage, I heard it was a mess. Discovery will. Now, granted, it's not your traditional. You know, it's a serialized show where everything ties together. I like it because it's different and it challenges the first directive. It challenges what it means to be Starfleet, and it puts those real world consequences when you have these high-minded ideals. Oh, we're not this. Oh, really? Well, the Klingons are coming and they're about to F up that whole planet. Right. So what you go do?
Right.
Oh, we're not gonna do. Okay, that's why I like Discovery. Again, I have no faith in NBC.
So that's how we gonna end it. No faith, at least for now.
I just
next topic.
What you got?
Because we got other stuff. Let's talk about this Jurassic World short that apparently I watched and you did not watch.
I was trying to watch it. I got busy.
Fair enough.
I have another show to do, guys.
It's 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think?
I liked it.
First of all,
it was nice and compact. It told a nice little story.
Would you have watched it if I hadn't told you, if I hadn't put it in that thing?
Nah.
Then it worked. Okay.
Yeah.
It worked. Okay.
What worked?
Nothing. It's an experiment I've been working on.
When we doing this again? Okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing to talk about. You didn't watch it.
I wanted you to watch it because I meant to watch it. I really did, but I got busy. Because I was going to watch it here and then the bottom dropped out.
Right.
David Cooper, what's up, man? Brother from another mother. My question to you is from the short, because I've heard different things. Should they go in the direction of the short or keep putting out the trash that was the last Fallen Kingdom?
So, like, Well, I really enjoyed the short just because the second movie in the series in the new franchise kind of steered me wrong.
What's this Chris's name?
Pratt.
Pratt? The Prattverse?
Yeah, in the Prattverse.
That's what we should
the
call
Jurassic
it.
Prattverse.
The Prattverse.
I think that the 8-minute thing was fine. It took a lot of beats from Lost World.
Okay.
That was the one where the girl did the gymnastics kick in the...
She was beating up raptors?
Yes.
When Gabby Douglas was beating up raptors?
Yes. Gabby Douglas was beating up the raptors. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Simone Biles.
It was
Simone
keeping it more
Biles.
current. Yeah. I think it was fine. It's kind of... It posits a world where humans and dinosaurs coexist, but it's more like humans are doing their own thing, and when a dinosaur comes, you run away, more or less. Which is pretty cool.
Which is what we wanted in Fallen Kingdom.
I mean, it seems like you might get this in because this was done by Colin Trevorrow.
Now let me ask you this: does this bridge the gap between Fallen Kingdom and whatever new movie they have coming out?
We have to see what the new movie.
Okay,
because it could because this is set a year after they released. Spoiler alert. All the dinosaurs from
that got out. So this is why I wanted you to watch it because I want your opinion and your take. I already know I'm gonna love it because I heard some good. I heard about one scene. Don't spoil it for those who hadn't seen it. So I was like, yeah, I'm already gonna like this, and it's 8 minutes, and there are no kids. There are kids in it. God.
You told me not to spoil nothing.
Anyway, but
where did you get that there were no kids?
I heard.
Did you just wish that to be true?
I did, and then a friend told me he's like, "Yeah, man, I really liked it." And the kids, and he said, man, the characters were so developed, and the way he talked about the characters, I assumed they weren't children. So,
well, now I need you to see it so I can see your reaction because there are definitely kids in it.
The thing that bothered me so much about the Fallen Kingdom is the same thing that we've argued about here about trailers. You promise us one movie, we go see it, and we realize
it was a different movie from the trailer.
And that's what I'm hoping this short is. So would you watch a series of these kind of shorts?
Terrorist Clone let them out. About me talking about the
Terrorist Clone.
I guess technically that is true. When I watch a series,
like, would you watch a series like this?
Maybe.
Like
Here's the
shorts?
thing. I wonder how expensive it was because it looks pretty good to be 8 minutes. You can definitely tell that they were on a budget just in terms of the shot selection that they used. Because you'll be like, oh, yeah, you got to shoot this in darkness for sure because you can't show everything. It helps to shoot at night sometimes just to cover up other stuff. But overall, I like the story. They told a nice complete story in 8 minutes in terms of you got a lot of details about that family that they talked about, which was cool.
Okay.
It gives me hope for another movie for sure, just because this is the same guy from the second movie, Colin Trevorrow. So
I wonder how many studio beats or how many notes he got to change the movie, because again, I know when we're working on a big movie like that, there are certain things they want in the movie, and I just feel like the trailer gave us one movie. You showed us all of Jeff Goldblum. You gave us the dinosaurs got out, or as David Cooper said, the terrorist clone girl let them out. Like you gave me the world was going to be overrun with dinosaurs, and that's what I wanted. And I did not get that in the movie, and I was really upset by that.
But to be fair, they set that up at the end, right?
No, what I'm saying is the movie set it up at the end. The trailer set it up.
The trailer did make sense.
And that's what we went into thinking. Yeah. Okay, when they got off the island, I'm like, okay, this first half.
Yeah.
And then because I'm
the first half was the whole movie.
And you're like, wait a minute, they don't get off. What the?
Yeah.
Ha! And so you were mad, and then you wasted the characters that you just had. And Jake Johnson, where did he go? Or was it Jack Johnson? Or is it? I thought it was Jake Johnson.
I can't remember which.
AKA Peter B. Parker.
Yeah.
Why did you why? I like him. Bring him back.
I mean, he can come back in the third one.
I understand that, but I want him in the second one because I enjoyed him.
Yeah,
not that I didn't mind Justice Smith, which just hats off to Justice Smith. I actually like him.
Okay.
I really like. He really gave Detective Pikachu the heart that it needed.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel shamed and bamboozled, taken advantage of this chicanery that Jurassic World did to me.
Do you think that it could survive as an audience? You let us know too. Do you guys think, and Leroy, do you think instead of making movies, they could do little shorts?
I think they can do movies. I just think they need to stop trying to Miles Cage's point, stop rebooting crap. Mm-hmm. Go in a totally different direction. In other words, we already know, like, get rid of the park. The park, like, who keeps giving the park money? Who keeps doing that?
And it's not on the same level, but it's like when a show's been going on for so long, and
Big
eventually, kinda. But I was thinking more of like a hospital show, like for example, Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, that's still on?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Don't believe it. Fake news.
Okay.
There's Grey's Anatomy is still on TV. New episodes coming out.
Probably next week. But here's what I'm saying is, you start to lose. Yeah, look it up.
Just blew my mind, sir.
You start to lose some credibility with stuff like that. When like, how do you keep allowing these things to happen? I.e., how do you keep giving money to a park? How is Seattle Grace? I think that's the name of the hospital there. How is it still open? Because there have been so many bad things that happen at the hospital. But like, how are these doctors still employed? They should all have malpractice suits. Because it's like, you guys are doing wild stuff.
You guys should be in jail.
Yeah,
there should be congressional hearings. You should be in front of Congress explaining this procedure you did.
Pretty much. But yeah, you kind of lose some credibility with that. But yeah, I get what your point about.
And that's
how is this park still open?
And I think that's what happens with. And a lot of people dump on Fast and the Furious. I've done it myself.
I've never dumped on Fast and Furious.
I have. I'll say it.
Familia.
Fast and the Furious has evolved. Like no other franchise. Let me take it back. Not like no other franchise, but Fast and the Furious evolved from its early beginnings, because its early beginnings was
Point Break on cars.
Pretty much, and what is it now? Car Adventures.
Nice. It's whatever they want it to be.
I mean, Vin Diesel literally steered a torpedo with his hand. No, it was
The Rock.
The Rock in a Hummer reached down while driving and steered a torpedo on ice.
I don't see the problem with that.
But I'm not saying there was a problem with it. What I'm saying is, would you have guessed?
No.
From seeing Ludacris
in
the second one.
From seeing Ja Rule yell out Monica in the first one, I never would have thought that's where we
Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
In the second one.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift. Would you have see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Jurassic Park, the series or whatever you want to call it, has not evolved. And it's not fair. Mm-hmm. It's not fair to the fans, because you keep, and this is the thing, we keep playing the Charlie Brown with the films being Lucy, moving the football, because we're stupid enough to keep showing up these craptastic movies when, 3 was bad.
3 was bad, but the first Chris Pratt one people liked.
I'm not knocking it, but what I'm saying is, after you did that, where do you go? The next evolution is the dinosaurs get off the island. Why did we spend 2.5 hours with them getting off the island and then being sold? Like, that should have been the movie. The end of the movie should have been the beginning. Like, in other words, as soon as that truck or whatever happened, when they got off, one of the dinosaurs should have woken up, knocked over. The cages should have all.
Was the dinosaur driving? What are you doing?
Dinosaur should have. You should. I'm trying to remember what movie it was where the guy was driving. He was just humming, just driving through. Yes. I would have liked to see a velociraptor just.
I mean, are you forgetting the dream scene in 3 where the dinosaur said Alan?
This is like
whatever.
Like, I love the first part of that movie was amazing. Like, when you show me the real world aspects of what happens when the park closes. Them trying to get the bone to duplicate, and then it's the Wild Wild West out there. Mm-hmm. What happens when that makes it to here? Show me a raptor running around in the neighborhood while y'all are trying to set up trash day.
Yeah.
When you're going out there and you're like, oh, did you put the recycle? Ah! That's what I want to see.
I think me and David Cooper will think that you will like the ending of the short film.
Okay.
Because they have like a couple of behind the scenes type stuff or whatever. and kind of talk about some of your stuff.
Greg Warren said, "Yeah, Grey's Anatomy is still on.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm not hating on Shonda Rhimes. Get your money.
No. I don't even think she's in charge of that anymore. I think she left. Like show running that show.
I don't know.
I think she's like, yeah, y'all good. Keep going.
I'm sure she's still making money.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, to get your paper, lady.
Yeah.
But no, that's my problem with the Jurassic movies, is that the natural progression of where these movies should go and what should happen to them, to me, they muck it up by not doing it, by not taking that next step. Because I'm like this. It may be good or bad, but at least if you try, I'll go see it. I'll give you money. There are movies that have not made it and not landed, but I'll still be like, you know what? You tried. You did something different. I'll give you props for that. So yeah, I'm.
Okay, what are you moving to? We're moving to
Miles Cage. Miles Cage. I have said it over and over again. Give me 3 children being eaten, and I'm good.
Okay, so you want a rated R movie?
But I'm not saying a rate. You don't. It doesn't have to be rated R to see a kid get snatched up by a velociraptor. You doesn't have to see it on screen.
Then why? What's the point?
You know what happened. Like it's not.
But you see people.
Yo, that late. Remember the baby.
That poor unfortunate woman.
Oh,
she didn't deserve that.
That was just gratuitous, man.
She didn't deserve that.
That was gratuitous.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it was funny though.
There we
It
go.
was. But
Okay.
show that like to me, if Jurassic Park ain't a horror movie, it's
The Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom tried to achieve some horror elements in it.
it did.
Some parts were successful, some were not, but it tried.
Some were comical.
Yeah. When that dinosaur started opening this stuff, it's
Son,
too much.
the part. So remember when the dinosaur got in, where Justice and Bryce Dallas were in the thing, and then the shot with the lava or whatever, that was cool. Mm-hmm. There were so many cool moments in that.
Yeah.
That they could have done, and I just IMAX. I don't hate children, but I do hate them in movies. They're terrible in movies. IMAX. Tell me
By
this.
Leroy Green.
Tell me this. When you watch the first Jurassic Park, how much did you hate those kids?
I love those kids.
I hated those
Only
kids.
because that kid got electrocuted.
He did not get electrocuted.
He did.
He got zapped.
That's electrocuted.
Nah, he
Oh wait, electrocuted means you died.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
He got shocked. You
remember when she was eating the Jello? that did make
To
laugh.
me, I like the kids because
No, they should have got it. Them kids should have gotten it.
they got enough.
No, they did not.
Somebody was asking because I wanted to move to the next topic.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to keep
Oh,
talking.
where I got the
Yeah, I was trying to give them that person a shout.
I think it was Ty Williams. Right there, Ty Williams. Random. Where did you get the Batman statue?
Yeah,
so,
okay.
this Batman statue is the part of the collector's edition for Arkham City, voiced by none other than Kevin Conroy, the greatest Batman of all time.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Side note, we've interviewed a bunch of cool people, including Kevin Conroy, Adrian Barbeau, John Glover.
Man, I thought you said Donald Glover, and I was like, when the...
Oh, I tell you?
I was like,
Oh, I meant to tell you.
I was
Yeah,
like, did y'all drug me?
John Glover, Susan Eisenberg,
Yep.
Michael
Voice of
Rooker,
Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman.
Michael Rooker, and
Mary Poppins.
I think that was everybody we interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed 6 people for Soda City Comic Con.
Uh-huh.
We've been kind of lazy and busy and haven't been able to get those interviews up, but we will get them up this
I
weekend.
wouldn't say lazy because we have been working.
Yeah, fair enough.
Between
We've been busy.
Between the hurricane, the other shows we do,
We'll finally get those interviews up for Batman Day.
football season.
So yeah, you'll see interviews with all those people.
Man, y'all, they stole my birthday.
Yeah,
I'm still mad about that.
But sorry. So where'd you get it from?
So this comes with, if you buy the Arkham City, this is part of the special edition Batman from Arkham. Now Arkham City is the prequel where it's like his first year. That's the one with Black Mask.
You're talking about Arkham Origins, not Arkham City.
I'm sorry,
Arkham City
I'm
was
sorry.
the second one.
Arkham City was the second one.
Yeah.
I was thinking there is a collector's Batman. I'm getting them mixed up. Anyway, this is the collectors for Arkham City. You can find them individually on eBay for about $20 to $30. At the comic shop that we go to, one of our local shops is Scratch and Spin. Shout out to Eric Woodard at Scratch and Spin. He buys collectibles and stuff like that. For Detective Comics 1000, I went in and bought this for about $20.
Okay.
I own all the Arkham games except for Arkham Origins, and
I heard that one wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad, but
Like it wasn't like up to the caliber of the other ones, but I heard it wasn't bad.
It was
So maybe for $5 it might work
for.
for me.
I'm gonna be honest with you, for $5 to $10, it's a great game.
Yeah.
It is the anthem of the Batman games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we also talked to Alejandra Renault.
Renault.
I wanted to make sure we talked to all
Castlevania.
those people. Yeah, but you'll see all those interviews
Guys.
on Saturday.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to say never. She was one of the nicest people I've ever met. As far as like, she came to Soda City Con, and you'll see it, and she talks about it in the interview. This is her first foray into our world, being a voice actor, and she was overwhelmed by just the love and appreciation and adulation people had for her, her character, and that just gave me joy. And so that was one of my. I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about Castlevania other than Warren Ellis writes it, and the episodes are 15 minutes. She was one of my favorite people to interview.
Cool.
Because of how genuine she was.
She wasn't even mad when you messed her name up.
Yeah. I'm not good with names, y'all.
Because I listened like, you are not saying this woman's name.
I'm not. And the thing is, I hear it in my head, and I'm like, yeah, I'm effing this name up. She's just
She's just super
sweet,
nice.
and she really is, guys.
Yeah.
So to say she was one of the nicest people we met out there. Everybody was nice.
They seem cool.
Everybody was cool.
Yeah.
Like Susan Eisenberg, man.
Hey, stay focused.
I'm just saying it's part of the whole thing, but she was the original voice of Wonder Woman from the Justice League cartoons, meeting Kevin Conroy. That's where I got this statue from. I own all of the Arkham series games. Batman is probably my favorite character. I could go on and on, so I'm gonna.
I guess you can go on
No,
because
go
we're segueing to Batman Day is Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Um,
September 21st. 80 years of Batman.
why is Saturday Batman Day?
80 years. 80th anniversary.
But that's when was that Detective Comics coming number one?
No, Detective Comics.
That was before it was officially called Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right,
forget
so
I forget all.
I know there's a lot of big.
Yeah, it's
Talk to me about Batman Day.
So I don't know why September 21st. Somebody will probably tell me in the chat. I'll be honest with you. I'm drawing a blank, but excuse me. Ooh, that's not good. Sorry, that's Chipotle. Side note. Did y'all know y'all can mix meat at Chipotle? Like you don't have to just get all chicken.
So I never tried it, but it makes sense because they let you mix
Son,
chicken with veggies, so it makes sense that you can mix chicken.
blew my effing mind. This dude in front of me, this like tall lacrosse looking white dude, like in high school, he had like the whole, what's up, bro? Walked in front of me, got a bowl. He said, hey, I want to get half beef, half chicken. And I was like, you can't do that. And the dude just, and I like the fat in me said, you can do this. I got double meat, 2 different meats. Blew my mind. Like the fat in me just said, all of it get in my mouth. But anyway, Batman Day. So most of your comic book stores.
Oh,
What?
so Batman Day hasn't been around that long.
No,
Since 2014.
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
Yeah,
I
according to Wikipedia.
I was
or
about to
whatever.
say it's they've only started celebrating these days
Okay.
recently. So Batman Day, you'll see your local comic book stores. Also,
Fortnite is doing something for Batman Day.
yeah, everybody's doing something. So
They're
like,
gonna have like Batman skins and all kinds of stuff. for Fortnite.
so your major cities are going to have actually
the bat
signals.
signal. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I know New York is one of them. There's a bunch of cities that are joined together that's going to put bat signals up. So there's so many different sales. To the local comic book stores here are doing something for Batman Day. DC gets behind it and lately has been pushing and sending like little stuff for Batman Day. So check your local comic shop. Or if you don't go to a comic book store, this is a perfect day to go. Some stores have extra copies of Batman 1000 or Detective Comics 1000 around. 80th is the birthday of Bruce Wayne. Thank you, Boss Case Jr. I knew it was something. I just couldn't remember. Speaking of cons, you guys hitting up one of the cons in Charleston over there the next 2 weeks. Charleston Con and Incredible Con. The Charleston Con you're thinking of is called Soundwave Con. It's being put on in October. Incredible Con, we don't know yet. We got to check our schedule because there's a lot going on. It's September the 21st to the 22nd, Saturday and Sunday. So yes, we are looking at it, Ty Williams. We just don't know yet. It's one of those things where Batman is pretty much DC's flagship character.
Mm-hmm.
One of their flagship characters. He's the one.
It's still him, Superman, and Wonder Woman, right?
That's the Trinity.
The Trinity.
But the thing is, Batman has more books than anybody else. You have Batman, his solo book, Detective Comics. Then you have Batman and the Outsiders. You've got a couple of other miniseries running around.
What's the difference between like Batman and then Detective Comics?
Batman is just Batman and his exploits. Detective Comics is normally like him being a detective, but also all his sidekicks are in it.
Okay.
The rebirth of Batman. Brock Warren, peace out, man. Wife is home. We'll check out the recording. Breck, I keep wanting to say Brock because I keep thinking Brock Sampson. Breck, appreciate you stopping by. Tell the wife we said what's up. Don't get in trouble.
That does go into you not knowing people's names. Yeah.
See?
It's real.
I just want to apologize.
Yeah.
So when they did Rebirth and they did Detective, Batman was setting up for a war. So what he did was he assembled a group of heroes and villains. And what he did was he said, Batwoman, you lead them. He assembled Batwoman to lead them, Clayface, Spoiler, Tim Drake.
I'm sorry, there's
Red
somebody
Robin.
named Spoiler?
Yes,
Oh.
her name is Spoiler.
Okay, cool.
Spoiler, her name is not Echo. What is her name? She was Batgirl once before, and I'm trying to remember what her name is now. She's the Batgirl who can't talk, Cassandra Cain, but I can't remember what her code name is. And so the 5 of them, or 6, whatever, then they brought in Batwing. They were...
There's a Batwing and a Nightwing?
Yeah. Batwing's a black dude. That
Oh,
everybody
okay.
suspects.
It's going to be the new Batman.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we'll get into that in a second. So he set that team up to be fighters, but not just fighters, an army. Because he was under the impression, Batman, that the League of Assassins is real, and I need to set up a team to fight them. And where everybody else is like, they're not real, they're just a myth, and all this other stuff. And Batman is like, okay, but he set up this team. And so that was Detective Comics.
Okay.
And so him leaving the leadership of this team to Batwoman, and then...
Miles Cage, don't say Batwoman looks horrible.
It's on the CW, so it could be.
I mean, it probably might be. I'm going to give it a shot just because I enjoy the CW shows.
And I'm going to give it a shot only because I like Ruby Rose, and I like the kid that's Batwing on it.
The best show on the CW in terms of superhero shows, and I will die on this hill, is the show, I can't think of it now.
Die on it.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Because
they just go all out.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah,
And you know what?
do wild stuff. It's great.
I can appreciate that.
They do
that's
not
that's
care.
what I want to see more stuff of. But
Yeah.
So each book is different. So Batman and the Outsiders is Batwing, Cassandra Cain, Duke, who is the Signal,
Okay.
and one other person that I cannot remember. But basically, that team is Black Lightning's team. And so then they handle another set of problems. Batman...
Black Lightning, like Chris Williams, Black Lightning?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And so, because the idea behind all of these books is, I believe, rumor on the internet is that Tom King is setting up for Batman to step down. And that in next year, as Batman steps down, eventually he will hand the mantle over to a new person who a lot of people are speculating will be who is Lucas Fox. Lucas Fox, who is Lucius Fox's son.
Okay.
Who is Batwing.
Okay.
Batwing is a MMA fighter, crime fighter, tech genius, son of Lucius Fox, who they have a falling out about, like, I need you to, because I'm getting old, I need somebody to take over the company. You're part of the Wayne family. And he's like, nah, I need to do this my own way.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a part of the family and not just be just the guy who does the money. And so for a while, Bruce Wayne and Batman don't really respect him because they feel like he's flashy. He's all the things that they try to do. They try not to be, and eventually he earns their trust, and he's part of the family. A lot of people speculate that he will be the next Batman.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm along for the ride. Tom King. I will say this: a lot of people knock Tom King's run, but I will say this: Tom King, give him a chance. His run to me has been spectacular.
Is he the one who did the Batwoman or Batman Catwoman?
Yep.
Engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
Now they're back together.
Okay.
So, do you know who Flashpoint? The whole idea behind an alternate reality where Bruce Wayne gets killed instead of the parents, and Batman's dad Thomas Wayne's become Batman, and then his wife Martha becomes the Joker.
The Joker or the Batman who laughs or something?
No, she becomes the Joker.
Who's the Batman who laughs? What's that?
The Batman who laughs is an alternate reality Batman from the Dark Universe, who is a combination of the Joker and Batman.
I just want to start asking him random questions, just see what pops out of his head.
So,
but yeah, okay, gotcha.
So, in this Tom King line, the idea is that Batman can't be Batman because he can't be happy, is because he is eternally depressed and has to fight crime. And so, if he becomes happy, he can't be Batman, which was the theme of why Catwoman supposedly left.
Okay.
So he was dealing. I mean, this is a man who has not gotten counseling for the PTSD from seeing his parents die as a child.
Yeah.
And what that trauma does to a person. And the idea is that in 2020, he realizes, I had a great conversation with some people online, that Batman is part of the problem. The persona that Batman is actually causes more problem, and that Bruce Wayne could do more good if he assumed the responsibility of being a philanthropist billionaire, a la Iron Man. In other words, stop with the whole fighting crime and use your influence and take care of the city that way.
Did you see? It was a Batman animated series episode where, like, I can't remember this exact premise, but it might have been that the villains had somehow gotten Batman locked up and they put him on trial, saying, "You're the reason we're like this." Kind of reminds me of that a little bit, of like, we exist because you exist, kind of thing. It was a good episode, but I mean, all Batman animated series episodes are good.
It's one of those things where, and I'm going to get this Instagram post up.
You're still working on that?
I am.
You just hit share.
I am, because I was trying to put so many hashtags, and then I was like, oh, I don't. Then I was trying to.
We'll be done before it's over.
Pretty much. Yeah, I finally got it up.
Okay, cool. David Cooper, I do agree. Legends of Tomorrow is the most fun. Black Lightning is the best because they hit on some real topics.
Yeah.
Black Lightning is
So if you like Black Lightning, he is the leader of Batman and the Outsiders, and the Outsiders is basically Black Lightning's team. And he's like, I give you these people so you can run your own team because I've got other stuff to do. Right now, the whole idea behind with Tom King's run, what a lot of people are like, Tom King was supposed to be given 100 issues of Batman to write. Around 70-something, when Catwoman and Batman did not get married, a lot of people were like, what? And they were mad. Now, Batman is supposed to be DC's #1 selling title. It was being outsold by the Immortal Hulk.
Is that Amadeus Cho?
No.
No, somebody else now?
It's Bruce Banner.
Oh, Bruce Banner's back.
And they were like, how in the F are you being outsold by the Hulk? One, the Immortal Hulk is pretty damn good. Two, a lot of people got mad because they don't like Tom King's run, but because Tom King is setting up for this thing. He said he was going to irrevocably change Batman. The rumor is that everything that happens to him, and why I brought up the Flashpoint, somehow Thomas Wayne shows up in this Bat universe and has been working with Bane to break his son. They get into a fight. Thomas Wayne wins, leaves Batman for dead, his son, and tries to resurrect his wife using the Lazarus pits.
Y'all, that's the same stupid mess as these people giving us money for these dinosaur parks. Lazarus pits are bad.
it gets worse.
Uh-huh.
So, Batman is broken, runs off, because that's what he does. Thomas Wayne goes back to Gotham. DC is doing something called the Year of the Villain, where Lex Luthor realizes that I have been wrong in trying to be in charge of everything. I just need to give everybody the tools to succeed. And then they will do the work that we've all been trying to do. I leave my entire fortune to you guys. Bane says...
So what's Lex Luthor doing?
Dying.
Oh, okay. Got it.
He supposedly killed himself and then willed all his billions to all the supervillains and plans and all the stuff that he'd been developing to take down. So Bane is like, I don't want any power. Just give me this one city. He just wants, and so the villains work for him, and they now police Gotham City. He made a deal that said, you cannot enter Gotham City. The heroes were like, we're going to step in, and then he was like, I have a hostage. And they were like, you know what, you can have Gotham.
Yeah.
And so he runs Gotham. Batman and Catwoman are hanging out on a beach. Meanwhile, everybody's on the peripheral watching what's going on in Gotham. Damian Wayne says, F that noise, I'm going to come in and kick everybody's butt.
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Hostage gets killed. Batman.
That's nice that you're not spoiling who it is.
Batman doesn't know who the hostage is or what's going on, and that Damian got the hostage killed. Now, guess who's the hostage now?
There's a new hostage?
It's Damian. They caught him.
Oh.
So they executed the hostage in front of Damian and was like, yo, we tried to tell you, all you had to do was stay out. You don't like to listen, so you got the hostage killed, and guess what?
Now you're the new hostage. Okay.
So that's where we are right now.
Okay. That's with the book that came out yesterday, I would
Yep.
assume?
So now they're on 79. The goal is Tom King will write up to 85, and then he will get a 10 to 15 issue miniseries called Cat and Bat, which is Batwoman and Catman. Or
We know what you meant.
Man, I'm bad with names.
Yes. Batman and Catwoman. Yes.
Those two.
Yes.
And that they will have their own miniseries, and then that will essentially be the end of Tom King's run, and then something cataclysmic will happen, and we'll have a new Batman.
Okay.
So the goal is, a lot of people think it will be he steps down. He actually marries Catwoman, and he hands the mantle over.
Okay.
Which because if you go back and read like you brought up the Batman Who Laughs. In the miniseries, The Batman Who Laughs, he says that, was that your stomach? Okay. I was like, did you fart?
No.
I would have respected you more if you did.
Sorry that my body didn't do what you wanted it to do.
So in The Batman Who Laughs, he brings up that whole thing about, late like his packages.
Thank you. What's up, Nick Jones? I was going to give you a shout out, but Leroy coming for the head again.
Oh yeah, throwing batarangs at people. Ha ha! But so now the whole idea is that Batman is part of the problem, and that if Bruce Wayne steps down, and the Batman Who Laughs, who's a combination of Batman and Joker, says you are unhappy because you are part of the problem, and if you stepped away or did something different or tried something different than what you've been doing, you could win. And a lot of villains, the Batman White Knight, Jack Napier, who is the Joker, gets better and says, oh my God, part of the problem is Batman. And then he sets up to take down Batman through the legal system. So this new idea that Batman is a villain, it's kind of an old idea, but it's a new way of people looking at it. So I say that to say that this is a character you can do so much with that I don't think you've seen anybody else do these things with.
So to wrap it up, is that kind of why Batman has stood the test of time? There's so many ways to tell his story.
And the reason why he has lasted the test of time is because he is the ultimate hero. He is the one person who has no superpowers besides money. I mean,
that's a nice superpower.
He said, "I'm rich."
Yeah, he did.
But I mean, if you think about it, he's honed himself to the point of human perfection, to the point where he stands amongst gods. I mean, this is a man, a mortal, who stands next to the person with the power of the sun, and they're equals. That I mean, say whatever you want, but that's pretty much what a superhero is. Somebody who goes above and beyond for the little guy. Mm-hmm. Name one billionaire who goes out for the little guy.
Jeff Bezos looks out for us.
He
wants to rule all of us.
He still overcharged me for toilet paper and comic books. So I mean, but no, it's that idea that this person is, with all his faults, does everything he can so that no one deals with the trauma that he dealt with as a child. And I think that goes along with the whole Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. But that, again, here's a person who easily could be selfish and be like, I'm a billionaire, I'm just going to ride this thing out. Mm-hmm. And he does the exact opposite. Yeah. So that, to me, that's why he's endearing. To answer Nick's question,
answer the question, we can wrap up.
But why pay for an NBC stream when you can watch a lot of their shows on Hulu? Now, this is the thing. Nick Jones, if you'd have been here earlier, you would have seen that we talked about that. Hulu is owned by Disney now. You know why? Because they own everything. They own the air we breathe, the trees we talk to, our wives, our kids, our pets. Disney owns it all. But you're right. Why should we pay? Rayshawn, I'll give you Bill Gates. However, he has still not paid my wife's student loan bills, so I can't give you that one. NBC probably will start pulling their content from Hulu eventually, because Disney and ABC own a 60% share of Hulu. And you're going to start seeing more of the adult content that they can't put on Disney Plus and from Fox on Hulu, which is kind of why NBC is doing their own streaming service.
Wrap up.
So to wrap it up, I want to say what's up to Nick Jones. Appreciate you stopping in. Rayshawn, I want to say what's up to you. My brother from another mother, David Cooper. Breck Warren, really appreciate you stopping by. Ty Williams, shout out. Miles Cage Jr., Rambo Ron. I want to say IMAX. Who else was in here? I think that's it. But Clay Portis, Nagy Vargas, or Nagay Vargas. I'm sorry, I don't want to mess up your name. But yeah, that's what we got. I want to say thank you guys. Next week, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
I do know.
Oh, I ain't going to be here.
So guys, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
You can do it next week.
Woohoo!
Lauren? If she's like not busy.
When are the report? Like, we're busy. We're not even supposed to be down here. But yeah, I know we're going to talk about the state of play from PlayStation. That comes out on Tuesday. Next week is the last week of September. No, it's not out yet. I was going to say, I thought the Joker comes out, but that's not till October. Might wrap up. You know what? We might talk about 80s movies. Or wrap up the Rambo legacy.
Cool.
I don't know. We'll see. So good night, guys. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Be kind and go Batman.